My name is Larry Sweet. I live at 76361 Jones Road. On September 18th, approximately 12:45 p.m., I entered City Hall of Oakridge to fill out paperwork. As I entered the City Hall, I saw the mayor, Judy Rowland, behind the counter at the front desk. As I proceeded closer to the front desk, in my opinion, Mayor Judy Rowland started to interrogate me vicious and in an unrespectful manner. Mayor Judy Rowland asked me if I had attended a special meeting. I replied, yes, I attended a meeting that I was invited to. At this point, Mayor Judy Rowland stated that she hadn't been invited. I responded back to her, Mayor Rowland, that I thought all candidates who were running were invited. At this point, Mayor Judy Rowland stated, that's a bold-faced lie. At this point, in my opinion, I felt that she had called me a liar. In my opinion, as a citizen, I find Mayor Judy Rowland's actions, demeanor, and behavior to be very unprofessional and unbecoming of being the mayor of Oakridge, the city of Oakridge. I spent 20 years in the military. During this time, I was required to maintain professional manner and demeanor at all times because I represent the United States of America. Okay. In my opinion, the mayor and all council should be held to perform at a professional level at all times when addressing citizens. In my opinion, I ask myself, do I want the mayor or a city council who represents the city of Oakridge and its citizens to act in an unprofessional way when addressing citizens? At this point, my opinion, I am asking that the city council to reprimand Mayor Judy Rowland for her actions, which occurred at the city hall. Other option, I'm asking for Mayor Judy Rowland for a public apology to me. Thank you. Larry Sweet, candidate running for 4-year term.
Thank you. Lauren Hope.
Lauren Hope, 4319 First Street. Last week in the paper there was an article about water, and what was editorialized out was everyone is running around yelling about the water of Oakridge. Well, I haven't heard any of that. I don't know where that came from. Water is the standard. The state says here are parameters, DEQ, what have you, even the National Primary Endowment Act agree on certain standards. Oakridge meets those standards and exceeds those standards. In the article references to Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan was a deception to the public. The people in charge of the water distribution system lied, they deceived, and some of those guys are going to prison for it. So it is not applicable to Oakridge. In the article, again, was mentioned Salem. Salem is the surface water. Salem is now having, with warming weather, Salem is having a problem with growth. Again, surface water, not applicable to Oakridge. Again, the article mentioned Texas that said, oh, this and that. Well, California did a study on Texas and found that 40% of their industry far exceeds the EPA contaminated level for release of contaminated material into the environment. I cannot take Texas as a viable source. There was one thing in the article about a lot of scientific notations. When you talk milligrams per liter, et cetera, 0.00, it gets a little complicated. I'm asking you, imagine this. Imagine if you had 5. 5 apples, 5 pair of shoes, 5 this. Then imagine and see if you can visualize billion. A billion dots on a wall. Imagine large extent of a billion. Then imagine within that billion you see those 5 dots in that billion dots. This will give you a better visualization of what this scientific notation can be. Because scientists sometimes can't figure it out. So, another part of the article said volatility was written as though, yes, there is volatility. However, I have to say this straight out with a straight face, it does not have a collective conscience. It does not necessarily know the distance or the whereabouts your basement is from washing your car down the driveway. It doesn't quite work that way. Eugene Rail Yard. Well, we have in comparison to Rail Yard also, but nothing like Eugene, nothing that inhabited Eugene Rail Yard. There are wells in the Eugene Rail Yard, yeah, that's true, but they are private wells, many domestic private wells, of which the municipality, city, state, or whatever, can't necessarily control. Again, not applicable to Eugene. A thing that puzzled me in the article was 1,300 feet from the distance of this well contaminated number 7 to well number 4. Well, it doesn't work in linear feet also. This is underground. And underground you have hydrostatus areas. The guy over here in this pasture drills nothing. The guy over here in this pasture 300 feet away hits an artesian. You have hydrostatuses that move. So I don't believe those are totally tracked in this area.
3 minutes?
Yeah, thanks. And I appreciate,
3 minutes is up.
yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
I appreciate people realizing it's the standard.